Welcome back, family, to Northside LDN, and today we got the rival show. We got the transfer. What are we calling it? I don't even know what the headline of my head's done.
Transfer window, transfer roundup. You get me? There was a lot happening in the transfer window.
That's it. Listen, we've got the transfer roundup. Who's had a better transfer window, Arsenal or Tottenham? I'm here with my guy Dej, nice and early. He was actually waiting on me. You know what I mean? That's why my head's gone. Normally I'm waiting on him. He's like, 1 sec, my bro. But this time he's here nice and early. What are you telling me, bro? You happy with the business that Tottenham
Yeah,
done?
bro. I don't even want you to kind of downplay the earliness of me being on the show. Man was here waiting for you for about 15 minutes. Do you get me? Me and Arsenal Manic were in the chat at the same time. Arsenal Manic knew what time it was. And, you know, my man's already said, don't take the piss out of our transfer window. And before I even get into your transfer window, I like how you, man, are trying to move from the obvious. So man will have to bring you lot back down to size. They don't call me an Arsenal slayer for nothing. So yeah, it's a pleasure to be here as usual. Loving the show. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. But I'm not gonna lie to you, Northside. Fasten your seatbelt because I've been messaging Northside for the last 3 days. So he knows what time it is. So I'm ready to just get into it, to be honest with you.
But no, listen, you're my brother though, man. Allow me, bro. We're familia, innit? We're familia. Allow me.
No, you know what it is. On a level, you are good peoples. You are good peoples, my bro. But I hate your team, innit? And I've had to endure for the last 2-3 months. And like I said, bro, you and your bedroom, Brandon, you got some explaining to do.
Cool. Yeah. Go on then. What do you want to get into, bro? I'm here, bro. I don't go hiding.
Yeah, well, bro. I think let's just get into it because the last time I saw you, you guys were getting ready for an FA Cup tie with Manchester City. About an hour before kickoff, I saw the lineup that you, man, were going to put out. And there was one brother that just kind of lit up the whole page for me. His name is Rob Holding. From when I saw Rob Holding, I knew that your argument, everything you'd been building up for the last few years, months, had gone out the window, bro. I think it's fair to say that you, man, officially disrespected the FA Cup. Bro, I want to hear live and direct because you're the realest guy out here that I know. Did Arsenal disrespect the FA Cup? Because for me, I've been telling you, man, from time that the FA Cup don't mean nothing. It's a Mickey Mouse Cup. You in your bedroom, Brandon, pumping your chest. We've won it the most times. 14 trophies, la-di-la-di-la, this and that. Bro, did Arsenal disrespect the FA Cup or did you lot just flop the thing? Explain yourself right now.
Listen, for me, I felt like we did disrespect the FA Cup. Going up against Man City, a team that we know the quality of them, 4 Premier Leagues in the last 5 seasons, you cannot be naive enough to be putting Tomiyasu in defense. You can't be putting Rob Holding. You can't be putting Fabio Vieira. And for all the super gooners that were saying, oh, well, you know, it was a close game. Bro, they didn't even get out of second gear and they beat us. Do you know what I'm saying? And if this FA Cup is not so important, how come when we were finishing 8th and 5th, and at one point, this manager got us dropping down to 15th, these men were saying, yeah, but he won the FA Cup. Right. So we can't, you can't use the FA Cup as an argument as to how great a manager is. And then when he throws away the FA Cup, like he did last season, don't forget about that. Don't go anywhere because we had too many games and the squad wasn't big enough. You can then not say, oh, well, we don't care about the FA Cup. So I was fuming. I was busy that day. I didn't see the whole game. I didn't do a match review. And we're not going to ponder too much on it, but I agree with you. I think it's a disrespect. At the end of the day, FA Cup back in the day, like you know, back in the day was still a big trophy. And for me, I'd rather finish with a trophy than without. A trophy is a trophy. And no matter how you view the trophy, it brings belief in the team that they're doing the right things, that they can achieve bigger and better things. Even Liverpool and Man City of recent years be winning FA Cups or Carabao Cups and then winning Champions Leagues and Premier League. Do you know what I'm saying? It builds it's not a negative. Yeah. It's not a negative. Yes, you have your priorities, and your priorities, which is what I agree with you. Your priorities is Champions League and Premier League, of course. And if you're in Europa League, priorities. But at the same time, you can't take the piss, especially against a Man City team that we know, even a rotated Man City team, is problems, bro. Problems. Do you know what I'm saying? Where would their rotation team be in the league, even if it just played their rotation bench? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I completely agree with you that we disrespected it, but at the same time, yeah, when you're a club, and this goes out to Tottenham as well, when you're a club that's not winning major honours, beggars can't be choosers. At the end of the day, go and get trophies, even if they're small, because they all add up to your trophy haul. Yeah. Where I disagree with you is I understand in the pecking order, but when's the last time Arsenal won the Champions League or ever won the Champions League? When's the last time Arsenal won the Premier League? So yes, Premier League is priority, but you're coming up against Man City. Plus, at the time that we had that game against Manchester City, we had how many days to rest? 7 or 8 days. So people can't say about fatigue. And when people want to talk about fatigue, how come every time in the transfer window I'm banging on about getting players that can actually come in and do a job? People are like, nah, but look at our starting 11. So it can't be both ways, bro. People can't say to me that I'm overreacting about our transfer window, which, surprise, surprise, as I said, wouldn't be the transfer window that we needed. Yeah. Then you're looking at the bench, and you're looking at the bench. Is it a surprise that when you put Rob Holding, Tomiyasu, Fabio Vieira, that they're not good enough? They're not of the standard. Is it any surprise? But when I say let's go get reinforcements, is I'm being negative. No, I'm not being negative. I'm
real. You're being the realist. The realist. You're the only real Arsenal fan out there. But bro, thank you. I'm sorry I had to cut you there. What I'm thankful for is your honesty, because you know me. I've been banging on for the last few weeks and months about it being a Mickey Mouse trophy, and for me, in that foul swoop by Arteta, he validated what man's been saying all along. Because for me, if you're really about this life, you should be going for all trophies. There's no reason, like you rightly said, Arsenal's got enough. There's enough time for the man them to rest. It's not like you had a Carabao Cup semi-final to contend with. You had 8 days rest. There is no reason. And then, you know, I took the first argument when Brandon came on, you man were playing Oxford United. I kind of accepted that, saying, you know what, you don't really have to play your first team when you're playing, you know, teams from the lower divisions. But there can be no excuse when you're putting on Tina Turner in goal and Holding against Manchester City. If that doesn't speak that the FA Cup is deemed the Mickey Mouse Cup by Arteta, I don't know what else. So for me, bro, I'm happy that you were able to kind of validate that. All I will say, bro, is that Tottenham, we're not even trying to win the FA Cup this year. Like you've heard me say on several occasions, if we win the FA Cup, man ain't gonna celebrate. And bro, I told you this one thing already. I keep telling you that when it's your time, things just keep happening. Can you imagine that Tottenham in the 5th round will have the honours of playing Wrexham or Sheffield United? I mean, you might as well put us in the last 8. It's getting stupid. You know what I mean? It's getting real stupid. But Arsenal, the trophy that you've won the most, you man ain't there. And that is a shame, because you man didn't even go for it. Do you know what I mean? It feels like you man have put all your eggs in one basket. And that's a dangerous game to play, bro. It's a very dangerous game to play.
100%. I don't think I can argue that. Listen, we're going to compare Tottenham's January transfer window with Arsenal's January transfer window. And listen, I've already given my opinion. So which one do you want to get into first, bro? You lot's transfer business or ours?
I want to go into you lot's one. Okay,
cool. Right. Everyone already knows.
Let's do Tottenham's one, because we've only bought one player. It's an idiot thing, to be honest. So let's do it.
Cool. I thought you were coming with a full smoke. You'd want Arsenal first, but okay, let's go.
I'm gonna save you, because Tottenham one we can wrap that up in 6 minutes. Do you get me?
Listen, you got Porro over the line. Why are you complaining, bro? Everything's good, man.
You know what it is? We got Porro over the line, but I feel like Jed Spence was hardly done by. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, we didn't even get to see Jed Spence try a thing. And for me, if you're losing, you might as well lose and go down a storm. And Jed Spence wasn't given an opportunity. Porro, I liked him from the Sporting Lisbon games in the Champions League. He was doing bits against us. And, you know, we brought him over the line, and I hope he can do a job. Is he what we need? I think if we had just put in Jed Spence, he might not be as good as Porro, but he could have done something. What I think Tottenham is missing is the centre-backs. I just can't understand how we didn't bother going for any centre-backs. And you know, Danjuma, does Danjuma really count? For me, he doesn't count because my man had already put on the Everton shirt, had already done his little press release for Everton, and then we came in, swooped in to kind of get him. Now, Danjuma is another winger. He's a replacement for Kuli. He's a replacement for Richarlison, Son. Yeah, you know, he done well. He came on, he scored. But I think we've got bigger fish to fry. I think we should have been looking at a goalkeeper. We should have been looking at centre-back. So for me, I think Tottenham's transfer window was poor, to be honest. I really wanted to see centre-backs, maybe even a midfielder, maybe even a striker. But Danjuma and Porro. And the way I look at it is, I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but you got to compare last January, we had Kulusevski and Bentancur. Albeit they were unknowns at the time, their man went on to become mainstays in our first 11. They're so important that when they're missing, you know, you feel it. Is Danjuma going to come in and is Danjuma going to start? I don't know. I don't think he is. Who's he going to replace? And is obviously Porro's going to start.
Well, Son's out of form. Son's out of form. He's a left winger now, so he can play on the left. Son's out of form. Make Son fight for his place.
But there's Richarlison that can play that position, bro, and I'm happy with Richarlison. I'm happy with Richarlison's performance so far this season. He's not had enough game time, and if Son's not on it, then give Richarlison the minutes. Porro's going to start. I just, you know, how long is it going to take for him to settle? I really hope he's able to hit the ground running. But if we're really serious about this top four in the league, then I would have liked to have seen Tottenham have a little bit more bite. And the fact that we were haggling over a 40 million euro release clause just made me feel like my club ain't serious. And that's the honest truth. So for me, I would deem Tottenham's January transfer window as a 4 out of 10. I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's a 4 out of 10, my bro.
Fair enough. Listen, I want to know what you lot feel because Tottenham, I mean, you keep getting players on loan with the option to buy. I mean, you did get Kulu like that. Romero, did you buy Romero?
Yeah, we got a loan first and then we bought him.
Right. Are you happy with that strategy? That you're getting them in, testing them out, and then seeing if you're going to buy them? Since you guys are a bit tight with money, that way you're a bit more, are they able to do the job? Are they as good as you scouted them? And there's no obligation to buy. So you've got that option. If it works out, you pay the money, you get the player. Are you happy with that?
Bro, that strategy works a treat for me. I think it worked with Kuli and Bentancur because they were unknown. The only difference with Porro is we do have an obligation to buy. We have to buy him in the summer. But I think Porro's good enough to do a job. He's gonna be better than Doherty. He's gonna be better than Emerson. And as long as we have someone better than those two men there, then it's live. Yeah, I think that should be the model going forward. We should be looking for ways in which, because you know, you can be a good player, but maybe the Premier League ain't for you. You know, the Premier League, I always say on this show, the Premier League is the best league in the world. Not every player battling up the Portuguese league, the German league, the Spanish league, the Italian league is going to come in and do something. I hope I'm wrong with Porro, but I hope it does something. Tottenham, though, for me, like I said, the transfer window was definitely 2 out of 10, 4 max, because we only really bought Porro. Danjuma's on loan. And what's he really going to bring that we don't already have? So if we had got a centre-back in, just one centre-back like a Hincapi from Leverkusen, a Bastoni of that ilk, then I would have given the transfer window 7 out of 10 and I would have been more optimistic. But to be honest with you, bro, Porro is on the pitch, Romero, but the left-hand side is looking lethargic. We still got Dyer. We still got Ben Davis or Longley. We still got Sessegnon and Perisic. And none of them brothers there, Namekit. Like, none of them. So for me, summer, I expect to see Udogie's coming back from Udinese. He's a baller. I think he's going to do a great job. But we need 2 new centre-backs if we're going to be playing this 3-4-3 formation. So for me, I can't lie to you, bro. I'm not looking forward to the game on Sunday. That's how poor. Usually the transfer window kind of motivates you. You get energized. There's enthusiasm. Am I looking forward to playing City? What? Because of Porro? You must be laughing, mate. Remember, Porro is a City reject as well. So for me, yeah, it was a poor window for Spurs.
Hold on, you're the one saying that you're their bogey team and this, and that. So you should have your chest up. You had your chest up a couple of weeks ago.
Bro, I'm not going to lie to you. We are Man City's bogey team. I have said that, and we are. You saw it in the first half when we played City at the Etihad. We were 2-0 up, remember? However, bro, I have to say, yeah. Let me tell you what happened. I told you this, and I'll say it again, and I don't feel ashamed to say it. Conte said to the man them at half time, "What are you doing? What are you doing? If you man win this game, these bozos are gonna be 8 points clear." So for me, this weekend, I'm hoping that City get their first win at the Tottenham Stadium. I'm hoping so that we can cut the gap to 2 points. I'm hoping you man draw. I'm hoping you man draw at Everton. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm hoping you man draw, and then it's a real game on, because I'm not about to sponsor and help you man out. Because the thing is, even if we beat City, you and your bedrooms are gonna still rub it in my face. Even if you don't rub it in my face, all them Arsenal cronies are gonna be cussing me. Deji, we won the Premier League. What trophy did you win? Rare. Bruv, I can't even stand the thought of that. So for me, I'd rather Tottenham shamelessly lose to City and peg you man back. That's what I want.
The agendas. But why are you so right? What we're doing in the Premier League? You said you're going to win the Champions League. Are you not sticking to your prediction?
No, I'm sticking to the prediction, bro. But it's the noise. Like the noise coming from your camp is too much, man. You man are on the minibus standing outside the stadium celebrating the trophy that you man ain't won yet. I had one touch pumping his chest. Like you man have already won the thing. Like I can't deal with it. I hope it's calamity season for you, man. I hope none of them signings that you man bought gel. I hope they don't hit the ground running. I hope the wheels fall off. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I hope everything just flops for you, man.
Wow, man ain't holding back today, you know. Man come with full chest.
No,
nice and early.
Honestly, with the way Arsenal fans disrespected the FA Cup, you man don't deserve to win the Prem. The way you man treated the FA Cup.
Wait, hold on.
Even
though I agree that we disrespected it, that is the FA Cup that you don't rate, that you're telling your club to disrespect.
Bruv, like I said, bruv, it's a Mickey Mouse. In my opinion, it's Mickey Mouse. But you man love this trophy. Remember, you man have won it the most. And the way you disrespected the thing, I'm just saying, it's dirty. It's dirty. It's not right.
Fair enough. I mean, listen, with the right back situation, who have you got there? You got. Huh?
We sent Jed Spence on loan. He's at Rennes, so he's joined Joe Roden there. It's really our options now is Porro and Emerson Royale. Can you believe it? I mean, it's a disaster.
That's upgrade. You should be happy with that because Emerson Royale's a bum, so you should be happy with that.
Bro, I'm happy with it, provided that Porro stays fit. But as you know, and as we've seen this season, Tottenham was banking on Kulusevski being fit. We were banking on Bentancur being fit. Them man went injured, bro. What happens if, God forbid, mate, if Porro is to pick up an ankle injury on the weekend? It's a disaster. We're back to square one. We're back to Emerson Royale, and this time we've sold bloody Doherty to bloody Atletico Madrid. So Doherty's on loan to Atletico Madrid.
That was a weird one because he only signed a couple of months. He didn't even sign a year deal. What happened, man? Super Matt Doherty. What's going on there?
Well, first and foremost, how do I drop it? Doherty as an individual, I got love for him as a person. I mean, one of the things that I loved most about Doherty was his fade. Do you get what I'm saying? Like the way he used to just fade, that trim was always on point. But what I couldn't deal with was how he played football. This brother reminded me of Justin Timberlake in disguise. I just couldn't hack it. What happened was Tottenham got bare man. Remember, we still got Ndombele, we got Lo Celso, we got Joe Roden, we got Udogie, we got a bag of mans that we got Reguilon. We got a whole heap of men them who are out on loan. So apparently the maximum amount of players you can have on loan is 8. And Tottenham's already got 8 men them out on loan. So in order to get the deal over the line, Tottenham had to and come to an agreement with with Doherty to have a mutual agreement to terminate his contract so that he can then go as a free agent to Atletico for the remainder of the season. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, I wanted him gone anyway. He weren't really doing anything. And the fact that Tottenham could terminate his contract shows you what they really felt of him. I mean, if you're terminating a contract, the only thing I will say, though, is that Tottenham mutually terminated Aurier's contract, if you remember Serge Aurier. And my man now is out at Nottingham Forest. And he's doing bits. And I'm just like, what the hell? Because if anyone could have played Conte's system, it's Serge Aurier. And we sold the brother for Emerson Royale. And, you know, so I'm hoping, but I would say this. We didn't see enough from Doherty for me to even think that he's going to do anything at Atletico Madrid. He's not going to do anything out there. But what do I know? Diego Simeone, he got something out of Trippier. Trippier went out there and done bits, to be honest. But I just think for the system that Conte wants to play, Matt Doherty, a.k.a. Justin Timberlake, he didn't make it. He didn't make it indeed.
How much did you buy him for, Doherty?
I think we bought him for 15 mil. And I was surprised at the time because when he was playing under Nuno at Wolves, this brother was banging in goals. He was banging in goals against Tottenham. But I just don't understand what's going on. These men come to Tottenham and they look like they've been slapped with Space Jam. You know, man's talent is up in space and we got to find the aliens to give it back because he came to Tottenham and he was just never himself. I'm just hoping Bissouma can be himself. But yeah, Doherty, nice bloke because he's bedrooms with Harry Kane. But that's about it. I don't think he'll be missed. In fact, we've forgotten about him already. I ain't even going to lie. We've forgotten about him.
No, but it's normal. He's going to go over there, probably pick up a cup. Just like Ndombele. Everybody starts winning stuff when they leave Tottenham. It's normal. This is the history. You know what I mean? Modric, Bale, Ndombele looks like he's going to win. He's going to win with Napoli.
He's going to win the league with Napoli. Do you know what it is? What it is, we bought good players, but as I told you, man, before, the managers that we brought in were not for the players that we got. Matt Doherty probably suits a Pochettino, Graham Potter type manager. You know, he done well under Nuno Espirito. Nuno Espirito was playing some good football with Wolves, but them man don't work with a Mourinho Conte type. And Ndombele, I'm looking at that brother play for Napoli. The Italian league, I know is a big league, but that Napoli team is playing some sick football. And then Ndombele is in the middle of that team, running things in that midfield. And I'm just thinking, why can't we get a tune out of him? The fact is, he's still our player, bro. He's still our player. So we could bring him back. I think if we bring back Poch, regardless of this transfer window, I don't think the transfer window was good enough for Conte to stay. I really don't see Porro making that much of the difference. The defense is that weak. Even the midfield, I would say, is a little bit weak. So I think Tottenham gave Conte the bare minimum because they're expecting him to leave. Can Pochettino work with Porro? Of course he can. Porro is a flying winger. But Tottenham weren't prepared to spend any more money on any other player because they don't think Conte is going to be about. And what you don't want to do is get all these defensive 4-3-4 players that Pochettino can't use. So Porro is probably the safest bet because let's be real, anything right now is better than Doherty and Emerson Royale. So it was a win-win for Tottenham. It's a win-win. It doesn't affect nothing. When you start buying centre-backs, you know, Pochettino might want a ball-playing centre-back. Conte, he's not really looking for ball-playing. He just wants a rugged wrestler. Do you get what I'm saying at the back?
I hear what you're saying. That makes complete sense. You're not going to spend, you know, tens of millions of pounds on players that the next manager that's coming in a couple of months or coming in, you know, next year, whenever, is not going to use. Of course, you know, what is the point? The player's just going to sit on the bench. The value's going to go down. And, you know what I mean? Especially a club like Tottenham that are not caked in money. You don't need to, you know, be very selective with what players and how you use your money. So I completely get that. But the one thing I can say to you, bro, Just like Arsenal last summer, we were promised that we'll go out there and get some big boy players in the midfield. The midfield needed a lot of reinforcements. We already knew that Fabio Vieira ain't good enough or would need an adaptation period. We saw that Lokonga hasn't shown anything. We were supposed to go out there and get midfielders since last summer. You guys were supposed to, you lot all summer were linked with centre-back, centre-back, centre-backs. You lot even playing Dyer at centre-back. You got flipping guys up with bench guys. Bench boys under Pochettino now being starters. The only centre back you got of any quality is Romero, and God forbid, well, not God forbid. I hope. Well, now I don't hope it on a player, but it's sticky for you. Like if something happens to Romero, how can you go from the summer to be linked to two centre backs all the time to this transfer window not even getting in one? What's going on there?
Brother, no, I totally agree with you, but I think
even if you got a new manager, he's gonna still use the centre backs. And any centre back of any quality is still better than Dyer. And the other options that you got Sanchez and all them deadwood centre backs there.
You're right. You're right, but it's the style of football that Tottenham want to play. So for example, remember one of the bedrock of Tottenham's success over the last few years is we had Toby, Alderweireld, and Vertonghen, and them man are ball playing centre backs. Romero's not really a ball playing centre back. He's just there to chop it up. You get me? He's just there to just break up play. Now, the left-hand side, I'm looking at this Bastoni brother that he keeps talking about. I just think he's just another wrestler. Do you get what I'm saying? He ain't really, for me, he's not a ball player. But them Italians, defending is in their DNA. I think depending on the manager will depend. Obviously, the managers depend on the style. You can see that Erik ten Hag, all he cares about is Dutch players. Then you can see that the bloody Jesse March in VIDS, all he wants is American players. So, managers have their bent. But I think if we're going to get a Poch, you can't be bringing in Conte-type players when Poch is about to come in because he's not going to be able to work miracles. And I think it's fair to say that whatever Conte does for Tottenham this season, he's gone. I think it's fair to say that.
Yeah.
100%.
Fair enough. What would you rate Tottenham's January transfer window?
Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Tottenham's January transfer window is, I think it's a 2 or 3 out of 10, bro. I can't lie. For me, as you rightly said, if we had bought one centre back, it would have been a 6 out of 10. If we had bought 2 centre backs, it would have been an 8 out of 10. If we had added a goalkeeper to that, it would have been a 10 out of 10. But to buy Porro, that left-hand side is open like the Red Sea. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's proper open. And Dyer and bear in mind, Ben Davis and Dyer were on the bench for Poch 4 years ago. There was no chance of them man starting. And under Conte, these men start. That's how far we've come. So for me, it was a 2 out of 10, bro. I'm seeing Tottenham fans getting happy for Porro. I mean, it was crap. And then even Tottenham did some lame-ass kind of, player reveal. My man just puts on the Antonio Banderas little bandana and goes Porro. And I was like, is that it? Is that it? Like, rubbish.
That's the new age fans, man.
That's what we could come up with. Some text messages, and then my man puts a little black bandana over his eyelids. It was absolute crap. Probably sums up our transfer window. Anyone in the chat, go and watch the Pedro Porro Tottenham reveal. That video right there pretty much sums up Tottenham's transfer window. Poor. That's what it was.
It is what it is. Big up, Brandon. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm all good, bro. Sorry I'm late. Late.
No worries. You're just in time. You're just in time
as well, so don't worry.
Exactly. You're just in time because we're going to move on to Arsenal. Before we get my thoughts, Brandon's thoughts, let's let Deji have his say on Arsenal's January transfer window. Dej, what do you make of Arsenal's transfer window in January? What do you make of it, bro?
Yeah, your transfer window. Look, the only thing I can say is that your transfer window was better than Spurs, but your transfer window weren't great, my brother. Like, I'm looking at Arsenal fans getting gas, getting waxed lyrical. Well, look at our transfer window. We've now added depth to the squad. And I'm saying, you could have fooled me because at the beginning of the season, when I looked at your bench, it looked like Cheltenham FC. After the January transfer window, it looks like, guess what? Cheltenham FC. So for me, I don't think that anything's happened in this transfer window to make me feel that Arsenal have added the depth. I know what Brandon's going to say. He's going to pretend that he speaks the truth.
What are you talking about, Deji?
Trossard, we'll see if he's all right. Trossard is all right. This other brother that you bought as the backup to Partey, that's another Vieira.
What are you talking about, bro? World-class midfielder, you know.
That's another Vieira. That's another McQuinnos. It's a shame that you man aren't in the FA Cup because it would have been interesting to see how he gets on in that trophy since that's where you play your second string. Then, in relation to who else did you man buy? Jorginho. Jorginho is an interesting buy. Are you telling me that you want to start Partey, Xhaka, and Jorginho? Because if that's the three-man midfield, you man, in the space of a month, have done a Liverpool. You've just brought old fogies in. For me, Jorginho doesn't have any legs. I don't know how he's going to fit your system because the way the team is working, you man are just doing this. We're young, we're headless, and we got bundles of energy. Jorginho really isn't that guy. He's there to slow down the game. And you've already got a slow player in Xhaka. And Partey looks like he has football before he plays every match. So that midfield there is looking kind of leggy from my perspective. Who else did you bring in? That's it. Yeah? Trossard, the brother that is going to take over Partey, and you brought in Jorginho. And you man are going to say that that's added depth. If I want to hear, I can't wait to hear both from you, North, and from you, Brandon. But if I hear depth from anyone in this chat, then you man deserve to suffer. You man deserve to flop. You didn't need Trossard. You definitely didn't need Jorginho. And I think Caicedo would have been the good cover for Partey. That would have made sense. Why you man didn't pull your finger out your ass and bring Caicedo in, I don't know. But your transfer window, the only thing I can say positively in your favor, it was better than last Jan. And that's what you're getting.
This guy. Go on, Brandon. I'll let you answer first before I answer.
I don't know what he's talking about, Northside. I think it's been a 10 out of 10 January transfer. I think, we've got world-class Jorginho, world-class, 31 as well. He's still young, 31. That's the new 25. Do you know what I mean? Nah, you're real with it, Dedge, to be fair. Like, this Kivior kid, he's a centre-back. He's not a midfielder. I don't know anything about him, to be honest with you. So I can't even sit here and say about that sign.
I'm not going to lie. Nobody does. How about that?
Yeah, exactly. So there you go with that one. Trossard, I think, was a good signing in the end. When you look at value for money, the fact that, he was only 28 million quid, Premier League proven, was ripping it up at Brighton before he fell out with the manager, clearly wanted to leave. I think we needed cover in that area as well because, let's be honest, we've only got Martinelli and Saka. At least Trossard can, play across the front three if needed. But the Jorginho one, bro, not for me. Not for me.
Tell us about Jorginho. What is he bringing into your team?
Well, what is he bringing?
Don't tell me. Sorry, Brandon. I'm not cutting you, but I don't want us to do the kind of ESPN kind of line, which is, well, he brings the kind of winning mentality because he's won a trophy. I don't want to hear that shit. I just want to know what he brings to your actual squad in terms of playing football. None of this mentality shit. None of this, he's going to be a mentor to Emil Smith and bro. I don't want to hear any of that crap. Just want real facts on playing. What does he bring to your team?
absolutely nothing if Thomas Partey stays fit. But if Thomas Partey doesn't stay fit and Jorginho has to play, what he does bring to the team is no legs, just no defensive capabilities whatsoever. But he can control a midfield and dictate play, which when you look at Arsenal this season and the way that we play against teams, we have the majority of possession. So that's the only thing that I would say that Jorginho is good at. He is good when you're in possession. It's when you're defending, that's when he's just incapable, bro. And that's why I was never with that signing. Never with that signing.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to. Sorry, Brandon and Northside, forgive me because I might just be slightly off.
Yeah, cool. You're excited. I get it. So,
I'm just trying
this
to.
This is like a trophy for Deji, you know.
Is the Jorginho signing? What is it? A strength or a weakness?
You know, it's a weak. Well,
yeah, but you know about players that are supposed to defend that are no good at defending. You got Sanchez and you got Emerson Royale.
Well, let's look at it prospectively, right? Let's look at it prospectively. Reggie just asked, is it a strength or a weakness? It's neither, really. If you look at it from this perspective, when we entered the January transfer window, the only person that we had for cover in the case of Thomas Partey injury was Sambi Lokonga. Is Jorginho better than Sambi Lokonga right now? You'd have to say yes, right? In terms of him being a better footballer. They're both defensively incapable. So we've upgraded in terms of we've got a better overall footballer in Jorginho. But it's not like Sambi Lokonga's here and Jorginho's here. It's not a massive. There's not a major difference between the two of them, and that's why it's just it's shit. It really is. Like I'm so disappointed, bro, because we made it very clear to the world that we had 100 million euros to spend. We tried to drop the money on Caicedo. We left ourselves no time to negotiate that deal. We're not willing to pay the money to Brighton. Which, let's be honest, right? I'm hearing a lot of this shit about, yeah, but Brighton didn't want him to leave. There's no way that Brighton was going to let him leave. Every single footballer has a price tag. Every single footballer has a price tag. Just pay the money. And this is where, right? This is where, Dej, you could get excited about this because this is where I think Arsenal will fail. And this is where I think you're right in saying that this is potentially a Leicester City season. Because when you look at our big deals, the big money signings that Arsenal tried to make over recent transfer windows, every single one of them, we have failed in. Now, if we're to continue on this trajectory and continue to compete for major honours year in, year out, you're going to have to start getting these big deals over the line. And if we can't do that, all of a sudden, we're going to start stagnating while everybody else is improving consistently all the time. But it's okay, Dej. Like, I don't mind you getting excited about this, bro.
I almost think it's fair to say, and I haven't seen this in Arsenal, and I'm not being funny, I don't really pay attention to you lot. But obviously, because I've developed a bit of a relationship with you and Northside over the last few months, you know, I take a slight interest in Arsenal. But when I saw you guys flop with the Mudryk transfer saga, and I saw you guys flopped with the Caicedo, I actually thought, you man are just like Spurs. You man ain't ready to spend the P to bring man them over the line. You man are haggling for players that you want. Now, we are known for that. That's what Tottenham do. And as a Spurs fan, I've come to terms with we're just idiots. You know, imagine a player having a release clause and you offer less than the release clause. That's my club. I mean, they're stupid.
That was the same with Partey.
But you man are doing the same thing. You man are walking the same rope.
Do you know what it is? Bro, I'm not even going to argue that because for me, just like Brandon said, yeah, Arsenal fans that are coming out with excuses, talking all this bucaria, yeah, about, oh, but this club doesn't want to sell. Benfica did not want to sell Enzo Fernandez. They were waiting, yeah? Rui Costa, their president, was waiting till the summer so you can get a bidding war. Do you know why? Because if you get a bidding war going, yeah, you'll probably get over what you want, over the asking price, over the transfer fee to get him the release clause. Do you know what I'm saying? But what did Chelsea do? Put the money down, got the player. When it was João Felix, Arsenal, Man United haggling, they don't want to pay the money. They put the money down, they got the player. Mudryk. How long were we linked to Mudryk? Do you know what? Yeah, it's got to the point. Any player I see linked to this club for more than 2 months, the player ain't coming. Forget it. Do you know why? How long were we linked to Draxler? Did he ever come? Higuain. Did he ever come? The list goes on. Vlahovic. Did he ever come? I'm sick and tired. Buendia. How long were we linked to him? Did he ever come? How long were we linked to Tielemans? How long were we linked to Basuma? I'm sick and tired, bro. I'm not hearing it. These guys, yeah, move like bums, bro. And the thing is, all you get is, oh, but you can't force. Bro, selling clubs are selling clubs, bro. Dortmund get forced out into a sale all the time. Yeah? Dortmund, Benfica, Sporting, Porto. The list goes on. These man, if you pay the money, you get the player. Yeah? And you know what? Do you know what I was kind of wishing? That the Enzo deal didn't get done, so that Chelsea could then move to Moses Caicedo. And I bet you any money, if they went in serious for him and he was the number 1 target, they would have got him. And I wanted to see what top Reds, top Gooners were going to say about that. But they were concentrated on Enzo Fernandez. Yeah, the price went from 120 to 130. They paid the money, they got the player. It's always an excuse for this club. Yeah, there's always an excuse to this club. Before it's, oh, you can't compete with oil money. I'm not hearing no super Arsenal fan telling me that we can't win the league, or explaining to me how we're top of the league so far, yeah, but we don't have oil money. You can't compete with teams of oil money. It's excuses after flipping excuses, bro. This club, and the thing is, the fan base allow it, bro. How are these men working for Jorginho? You know the excuses I'm hearing?
Wrong.
Had a day.
I see them twerking.
The fan base don't allow it.
Nobody mentioned it. Nobody mentioned it. Just like Fabio Vieira. Before we bought Fabio Vieira, none of these fools that puta will talk about Fabio Vieira. As soon as he's linked, oh, look at the XG, look at this, look at that, or the top player. None of you fools that puta even can name me 5 teams from the Portuguese league. Don't even try and come to me about you've been watching Fabio Vieira. And Jorginho was the same thing, bro. These men are looking like XG. I don't need XG. All you need to do is look at the reaction of the Chelsea fans. It's the same reaction when we got David Luiz from them. Same reaction that we got from them when we got flipping Willian. They don't give a shit because the player is done, bro. And then I'm hearing from forward, oh, Jorginho, he can come in and do a job. We're supposed to be strengthening, not getting like for like. El Nene could do a job in replacement for Partey, but he ain't good enough to be there for the end of the season. So why are we getting players that are just rotation? Then I heard the excuse, oh, we can do a good 20 minutes. Well, so can El Nene. El Nene can shut up shop for 20 minutes.
I can do 20 minutes. I can do 20 minutes.
I can. Like, the only place there that I think you're wrong with offside is saying that the fan base are accepting it. The fan base are the driving force of the excuses. Again, I've seen a new excuse today, right? Going around that, well, was Moises Caicedo ever worth 80 million? Why would we pay 80 million for him? Hang about. Are people not realise that we're in an inflated market? Doesn't matter what player you go for now. The chances are their price is inflated. Yeah. And it's not necessarily about what the price is. It's about what the player is worth to your football club. Moises Caicedo is more suited to that Thomas Partey role than any other footballer that I can think of right now, because he has similar attributes. So that 80 million quid, bearing in mind, let's just say that we spent that on him and we won the Premier League. That 80 million quid would pay for itself in the sense that we'd get Premier League money for winning the league. We'd get Champions League money for winning the Champions League. Do these fans not realise this? Like, it's ridiculous.
And are these fans dumb? Like, why is it, that as soon as we can't get Moses Caicedo, there's no other CDM in world football? When you're seeing Amrabat, yeah, trying to move on loan to go to flipping Barcelona with an option to buy of 37 million pounds. That's almost half of what we're going to pay to get Moses Caicedo over the line. So why did we go and do that?
Bro,
I can tell you what, I can tell you off the bat, Amrabat is better than El Neni. I'll tell you that much.
That's only double what we paid for Jorginho as well.
I'm going to be honest with you. I was looking forward to this transfer window. Obviously, I've been talking about the fact that you man are having a freakish season where you man happen to be top of the league. But freakish season or not, this January transfer window was an opportunity for you guys to make a mark. Are you man about to mount a serious title challenge, or are you man going to wither away into the ether? So the question I ask is, does the January transfer window make the rest of the Premier League sit up and go, rah, Arsenal are really going for this team? Now, you don't know what my answer is. If you're going to tell me the purchase of Trossard, because forget Jorginho and forget that other brother, because we don't know who he is, you bought Trossard to mount your title challenge. Trossard.
Nah.
I'm not serious.
Hold on. Are you saying we're not serious because we got Trossard?
I'm saying that you guys are top of the league.
Yeah.
This January transfer window was an opportunity to add depth to your squad so that you can attack the Premier League and the Europa League on all fronts. And also, as Brandon said last week, to prove to us that this is not a freakish season, but that you man are here for the long term. And I'm saying forget Jorginho, because he don't count, and forget the other brother. So in theory, to mount your from now to the end of the season, what you man brought in was Trossard.
What we brought in, Dej, yeah, was not
This guy's loving it. Look at him.
not longevity signings. Like Jorginho is for the short term, whereas as Caicedo would have been the short term, the medium term, and the long term. Trossard, right?
But he doesn't.
I don't like your disrespect for Trossard. Right?
No, but let's be real. Does Trossard, does he start?
Well, at this moment in time, hang on, Dej, let me answer you. At this moment in time, no. But at this moment in time, no. But Martinelli over recent weeks hasn't been putting in performances like he was at the beginning of the season. Trossard is well more than capable of taking Martinelli's spot.
Are you joking?
He is more than capable of taking Martinelli's spot.
Can I be real? I look.
That's not saying that Martinelli's a bad player. No, that's just saying you need competition for places when you're.
I'm going to ask you because Brendan, you know, I like you as a brother. Me and you, we do this every week. We go toe to toe, and it's an enjoyment. Okay, and I warned Northside about today's show, and it's going exactly as I thought in my direction. So let me ask you this question: pound for pound, now, pound for pound, who starts in your team fully fit and on form? Martinelli or Trossard? Everyone in the chat, be honest. Who starts in your team for Arsenal in the current squad, Martinelli or Trossard? Because the answer to that tells you what your transfer window was. You know what? Backup player.
Let me say something. Because on form, hold on a sec. On form, yeah. In the last couple of weeks, Martinelli's been shocking.
I don't want to do form.
No. You said on form. Who gets in the team?
I said right now. They're on form.
Yeah, right now. Trossard gets in the team over Martinelli. Martinelli's been shocking, bro. What? He's been shocking. Listen, you're telling me. Let me tell you this. You know I keep it real. Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. You're right in saying that this transfer window doesn't show that we are serious about going for the title. Fully agree. Kivior, we don't know how good he is, but then again, when you got the rotation of Rob Holding, can he be any worse? I don't think so. I'd love to believe not so. Yeah. So that one's a 50-50. Then you're looking at Jorginho. Poor buy. Absolute poor buy. Panic buy. We spent way too much time on Mudryk. I don't think the guy is good enough. To be honest, I think Jorginho is more of a rotation for Granit Xhaka than he is for Partey, which I think is a major error because Thomas Partey keeps us ticking the way Casemiro keeps Man United ticking. So you need as good or thereabouts in case he gets injured because Thomas Partey's record at Arsenal, injury record, ain't that great. Yeah, so I think he's like Xhaka. His pros are more going forward than they are defensively. So I don't see Jorginho playing as a sitting CDM in front of the back four. Then you're looking at Trossard, yeah? I'm sorry, I actually think he's a very good player. Like Paulinho, like Mitrovic, some of these players I think these days get disrespected because of the clubs they're coming from. I think he's a very good player. I even rated when you lot got Basuma at Tottenham. It's not working out so far, but he's a very good player. Trossard is a very good player. I wasn't mad at the signing of Trossard because Martinelli needs competition. He already knows Marquinhos ain't doing nothing. And as soon as we got Trossard, Marquinhos goes out on loan to Norwich. That tells you everything. The guy's comfortable. He needs competition. And you already know when you have a competitive squad, you get the best out of your starting 11. Yeah, Martinelli's dropping stinkers. There's no one to play with him on the bench. ESR constantly is getting injured and he's re-injured again. So we don't have adequate cover on the left and we don't really have it on the right. But now we have it with Trossard. For me, I get that this isn't a statement of intent with the transfer window. And I agree with you. We still need a striker. We still need a right back. We still need rotation for Thomas Partey. We still need rotation for Odegaard. And if someone wants to come and tell me that's too much, well, why didn't we get it done in the summer? Because I'm sick and tired of us taking the piss. We needed midfielders. We needed rotation in the summer. Me and Brandon were saying we needed players in the summer. Look at the way we started the season. This should have been addressed in the summer. It shouldn't have even got to this point. Then you come into this transfer window, people are saying, last minute we're trying to get Moses Caicedo. Why are we trying to get him last minute when we already knew that we needed to reinforce the midfield back in the summer?
Because it wasn't a priority for the club, bro.
Cool. Because the priority is not to win the league. The priority is not to win the league. Eddie Nketiah, what did he do in the FA Cup against Man City? Yeah, when he's not getting a lot of opportunities. Cool. So if he goes on a dry patch or if he gets injured, who's playing in that position? Because we're not learning, bro. We're not learning. We are not learning.
We don't.
People want to tell me Jorginho can do a job. When you're telling me that a player can do a job, this guy's average to shit. That is what it means, bro.
Let's just put it this way, Dej, right? You want to know how our transfer window's gone? I don't even need to give it a score. All I need to say is this. If Thomas Partey gets injured for Arsenal this season, we're going to have a midfield pivot of Granit Xhaka and Jorginho. And that tells you everything you need to know about our transfer window, bro. Yeah? Right? So I know you're lapping this up. I know you're loving life right now, right? And that's fine. It's not a problem. It's not a problem, bro. It's not a problem.
From an outside,
this is where I am going to get on you about this, right?
It just looks like you, man, have shot yourselves in the foot. I just can't understand why your team, Arsenal, could self-sabotage the way that it has. Do you get what I'm saying? Because the way I'm listening to it, your transfer window was no better than Spurs.
No, it wasn't.
But no one's pumped their chest. Let's be real. Me and Brandon, yeah.
I'm not pumping my chest.
What did we say to you, though, Dej? Let's be real. What did we say to you, Dej? You've been getting cooked every week, bro, like a Brazilian barbecue. Every week, bro. The Barbie's on every week with the Havanas. Yeah, you probably invited Edu out there as well because he's been doing more barbecues and getting deals over the line. So you probably invited him. Yeah. You were trying to get me. You keep telling me I'm sitting on the fence. What did I say to you? I don't trust this club to do what needs to be done in the January transfer window. And what did I say? Our Achilles heel is the bench. Yes, we got adequate replacement, rotation for Martinelli. I'll give them that. Yeah. And yes, we went and got a centre back, which wasn't the biggest priority in my opinion. Yeah. Okay, cool. Isn't the centre back that I wanted, but it's better than Rob Holding. I'll just about take that. But I need a lot more. I need a lot more. And Jorginho isn't good enough. I watched that Jorginho. When we already know what's got us to this position. Getting players from the top teams like Man City. Look at this season, we got Jesus and Zinchenko. Look at where we are. What was the kind of deals we did when Edu first came in and Arteta first came in? Oh yeah, Willian, that didn't work out. David Luiz, that didn't work out. Do you remember back in the Do you remember when we went and got Welbeck? Where did that take my club? Nowhere. So why are we repeating history that didn't bring us any success? It is not good enough, bro. It ain't good enough. And there's so many positions that need to be filled. Name me a marquee signing that we were supposed to get that actually went over the line from Edu. Because we didn't get Rafinha. We didn't get Buendia. Yeah, we didn't get Vlahovic. Do you remember Alexander Isak? When everyone was, when all these Arsenal fans were with their drones taking pictures of the number plate, what happened to that deal? Yeah, I'm not saying I rate him, but last January, what happened? It's not good enough, bro. And this is why I didn't put my chest out, bro, because for the last 18 to 19 years, since we haven't won the Premier League, bro, there has not been one transfer window I've seen this club go out and do what needs to be done. All I ever see is, oh, you can't do it all in the one transfer window. Wait till the summer. Wait till next transfer window.
Well, Chelsea have absolutely decimated that myth. You can't do it in one window. Load of crap. Absolute load of rubbish. And that should be a lesson learned to all football clubs, all big clubs, including Tottenham, including Man United. You know, all of this PR that these football clubs spin to us about, the January transfer window is difficult. No, it wasn't difficult for Chelsea, was it? And yeah, they've got P and they're going to go and spend it. But even so, you put down the money, you get the player. It's not that hard.
You're right. And I think for both clubs, all I saw in this January transfer window was, dare I say, that our clubs are probably more similar than we thought. I saw Arsenal back out of players that they could easily buy, but they pussied out on the grounds of money. Tottenham, we always pussy out on the grounds of money. And I think both clubs showed me a lack of ambition. That's why I came out and I said that I'm going to deal with Porro real quick. What, Porro? I'm seeing Tottenham fans getting irate when they're saying the deal was off. I'm like, so what? He's just a right wing back. He's not going to save our life. What's he going to do? We got Man City on the weekend. What's Porro going to do? What's he going to do? And I saw Arsenal doing the same thing. So when Trossard is a great player. I like Trossard. If Trossard came to Spurs, I would have been very happy. I guess the point I'm trying to make is any serious club should be buying in players who should be better than what you have. And I'm not sure that you, man, bought anyone that was better than what you currently have. And that's why I say Arsenal did a Humpty Dumpty, sat on the wall and stayed on the wall. Dare I say it, and I'm going to put you, man, in the same boat as Spurs. I think Arsenal and Spurs this January transfer window showed both sets of fans that we're afraid of success. You, man, are afraid to win the league, and we're afraid to pick up a bloody trophy. That's just the truth. Because if you really want it, like you rightly said, Brandon, you go out. I was speaking to one of my bedrooms who's a Chelsea fan, and he's talking about how the Chelsea owner, he's finding loopholes to beat the financial fair play. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. How comes he's able to get a company to spend... Technically, they bought Enzo for 12 mil. Do you get what I'm saying? And I can't believe for 1 second that we don't have lawyers smart enough at our clubs who didn't see the bloody loopholes that Tom Bowley has just seen. Do you get what I'm saying? For me, it was always there.
For about 10 minutes.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
This thing was always there, but these pussios just want to take money. They don't want, they lack ambition. They just want to keep bringing in the fans, taking our money, but really they could have done it. So for me, it was disappointing. This is a chance now where London could be put on the map. You, man, can win the league. Tottenham can win the Champions League. And we let the side down. Look, for me now, if you, man, go on to do a Leicester City, it is a bloody miracle because that squad is not good enough to win the league. That's just a fact. It's not good enough.
Which is why I don't think we're going to win the league.
I still think we will. I still think we will, providing we can keep Thomas Partey fit. That's
it's not just Thomas Partey, bro. It's not just Thomas Partey. You need Nketiah to keep up his good run so far. He's had a decent run. Apart from the FA Cup, he's actually been turning up. Let's give him props where props is due. You need Odegaard to stay fit. Because look at Fabi Vieira. Were you impressed by him in the FA Cup? You need Xhaka to stay fit because who are you going to play there? Lokonga? You're going to play Jorginho? I don't know. Is Jorginho going to be doing the same job that Xhaka's doing? I'm not too sure about that. Chelsea fans are saying that his legs are gone. Then you need to keep Ramsdale fit. Is Tina Turner good enough? I mean, he didn't have a bad game against Man City, but can he do it for the length of the season? Then we need both our centre-backs to stay fit because we don't know what Kivior's about. And Rob Holding definitely isn't good enough to take the reins. Yeah, there is a lot of ifs and buts. Then Ben White, as much as he's shocking as a centre-back, as a right-back, we got Cedric out on loan to Fulham. Tomiyasu, is he going to be good enough? Because I've seen this guy get skinned a lot of times, bro. A lot of times. Is he good enough to fill the last couple of games?
I reserve my judgment, providing we can keep the starting 11 fit.
This is what I'm saying. When you're looking at the bench, if you're looking at the bench, with 10 games to go, can they do it? They didn't do it last season just to get top 4.
I'm not as confident as I was, when we was talking a couple of weeks ago, because I actually thought that this time around, Arsenal would go out and do the business in January. It looked good to begin with. I just can't believe the negligence of the football club, bro.
They're not on it. I think if you got Caicedo over the line, I would have been singing a different hymn song today. I'd have been like, shit, man. Like, real talk, you man are on it. You man are out there to do your thing. If you had got Mudryk as well, then, I mean, for me, I'd have just come off stream after 2 minutes in and said, right, this thing is a dunner. You man are probably going to do the double this season. But Trossard, the other brother, and Jorginho, for me, just smells of a cop-out. Them man, I smell pussies in terms of the board, kid and play. I really do, because that, for me, is not good enough. And like I said, I can understand why Tottenham's transfer window was so poor. We bought the only position we could have bought, which was the right wing back position, because those two brothers were so poor. And we don't want to buy anyone else because we don't think Conte is sticking about. Makes sense. I'm not happy with it. I think we needed 2 centre backs.
But you see, your situation is different to ours. Because the thing is, me and Brandon, transfer deadline day, we were more angry than Fuad that's been backing this manager when he's finishing 8th, when he got us all the way down to 15th, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I'm more than happy to be proven wrong, and so is Brandon, for the betterment of our club. If this manager wins the Premier League, we're more than happy. And the thing is, these people that have been backing the manager should be backing the manager by saying, Edu, you ain't done your job. We can say that Arteta is earning his money. Yeah? The Cronkies have put the money down. Yeah? Because we bidded for Mudryk and we bidded for Caicedo. Yeah? But we were taking too long, taking the piss. And I'm not surprised if Brighton said, you know what? F you lot. You're not taking the piss. We're not even doing any more business with you. Can we say that Edu is earning his money? I don't think so, bro. And these people that are backing this guy are just accepting this bullshit. And it's like, bro, if you're not happy with what the club is doing, just say it. Because the betterment of the club, instead of coming out with Jorginho, bro, because nobody, I'm telling you right now, nobody, was hyping Jorginho before the transfer window started. No one said, you know what? All the CDMs, let's go get Jorginho. So why are you backing it now? What? Because the club are telling you to do that. Why don't you just say what you want to say? And if some pussies want to come on the chat, just tell them to go suck themselves. Who cares, bro?
I've realised something though, Northside.
100%.
These men don't show up.
We used to have this debate, Arteta in, Arteta out, right? And all the Arteta inners used to give it all the, we love Mikel, right? But as you just rightly said there, all of the fans that backed Mikel Arteta when we was 15th, when we was 8th, when we was 5th, sitting there giving us jip online and that, telling us that we were negative and all this, that, and the other, all the ones that are accepting it. But yet the ones that are negative Arsenal fans, i.e. me, you, Lee Gunner, the ones that are the ones that are seen as negative, we're the ones that are unhappy with this transfer window. Like, how can that be? So I've just realised they're not Arteta lovers. They're Edu lovers instead. Because it seems to me like no matter what this guy does in terms of the transfer window and the negotiations, he has got more of a pass than what Mikel Arteta ever has. Because how can you fail to get your top targets in consistently for the last 3 transfer windows and still have the backing of the fans? Because all they do is go, oh, we'll spin it a little bit, a little bit of PR, and we'll spin this one.
Because the Arsenal fans,
I'll tell you what, we'll put it out there that this was a Mikel Arteta signing, because Arteta has praised Jorginho before. When he was at Napoli, and when Arteta was at Man City, he spoke highly of Jorginho. So we'll just say, yeah, this is an Arteta signing. That'll get the fans back on side. And it hasn't taken any, nobody's read into this at all. They're all just lapping it up. Oh, well, if Arteta wanted him, then, we'll just trust the process. What a load of shit. Absolute load of crap. We're in a title race. We should be signing better players than Jorginho. And I can tell you this now for a fact as well, right? And you'll both agree with me. At the beginning of the January transfer window, there is no way in hell that Mikel Arteta turned around to this board and said, when they said, "Oh, what players do you want in January, bro? What players do you want?" There's no way in hell he turned around and said, "Oh, I'll have a 31-year-old finished, washed up Jorginho from Chelsea. Thank you very much." What a load of shit.
Yeah, 100%. But what it does show is how far Arsenal fans have fallen from grace. Do you get me? Back in the day, you man were pumping your chest. You had a top team. You man were demanding the very best. And if Arsenal fans are twerking for Jorginho, then it just shows that you're not ambitious. And from when you're twerking for Jorginho, you don't deserve to win the Prem. You really don't. You really don't, because you're not ambitious enough as a fan base when you're accepting the crap that these guys give. And the reason why it's happening to your club is because your club is happy with the crap. Arsenal fans were twerking. My Instagram was on fire. Everyone posting, we got Jorginho in. There was some idiot pose with Jorginho on the floor with his legs stretched out, him leaning on the ball. What sort of idiot pose is that? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, get out. And fans are liking it. We got him through the door. Rare. From when your nearest and dearest sell you one of their players at 31, it should tell you a sign. They're not selling you a player in his prime. They're sending you a player that they no longer want. So for me, Arsenal, I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed for you.
The narrative as well is already set up. We already know what's coming, North Side, and clip it up, right? Because what's the date today? What, the 1st of February?
Yeah.
I'm saying this now, and you watch this happen if we don't win this league. The narrative is already set up. Oh, well, we didn't win the league, but we gave it a good try. Top four. Top four was our target at the beginning of the season. We've made progress from where we was last season. I can see it all coming now. I know exactly how this football club works. Northside does as well. I'm sure you do as well, Deji.
I do.
The excuses are already lined up, ready to be put out there by fucking idiots like David Ornstein and, whoever the other one is. Yeah. Yeah.
They're just pocket watching, bro. These men want to talk about Chelsea. Oh, look at what Chelsea doing. It's not fair. So why don't we do 8-year contracts? Because I swear it's up until the summer.
Yeah,
when they're gonna ban that, where you can't be putting players on 8-year deals. So quickly do it like Chelsea. Chelsea quickly try to do all the deals that they can under those kind of contracts quickly before they stop all of that. So why don't our clubs do that and take advantage of that? Take advantage of it right now, because that option might not be available in the summer. So do it now. What's the difference? What is the actual difference in doing it now and doing it in the summer? But you know what? They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit because Tottenham fans accept it. The majority of them accept it and don't demand more, and Arsenal fans don't demand more. It's always about, but we didn't want to overspend. Bro, if we spent 100 mil on Mudryk, would any of these super Arsenal fans, would they be moaning about it? Saying, you know what, great player, but you know, he costs too much. No, they'll be making compilations. They'll be making putting him in all these. Oh, look at these, you know, his best bits, top 10 goals, and all this bullshit. They wouldn't care, bro. When we bought Thomas Partey for 50 mil, they didn't give a shit. When we brought the bank for Mesut Ozil, the whole fan base was out twerking, bro. Twerking, excited. When we went and spent big P's on Lacazette, I didn't see no Arsenal fans complaining. When we went and spent big P's on Aubameyang, I didn't see no Arsenal fans complaining. Oh, you know, it's not right. We overpaid 60 mil, too much money. None of them, bro. They only want to talk about, oh, it's not right to spend that much money when it's another club doing it, showing the ambition. But when we go out there and break our transfer records and our transfer budget, they don't say nothing. Double standards, bro. Double standards. And you know where double standards come? It's from hate, bro. That Chelsea, they're not sitting there saying, oh, 2-year deal. I don't give a shit. I wish my club was run like Chelsea. I don't give a shit. I don't care, bro. I wish it was, bro. You know what I'm saying? They may be getting a lot of players in, yeah? But he's gonna gel them until the end of the season. Then he's gonna have a preseason with all these new players, yeah? Get out the ones he doesn't want. Next season, watch them rise up again.
Yeah, of course. Bruv, what you're saying is spot on. I hate it when people start moaning about what the train drivers earn. I'll be like, shut your face and go and get a union. Yeah, get a proper union like the train drivers. Yeah, don't be telling me they're earning 60k a year. How comes they're on strike? They're earning enough money. No, you are not earning enough money. Get a blood clot union. Yeah, then you sort yourself out. But also, bro, listen to the madness that I was hearing. I had a Tottenham fan. I've heard it twice now, and this is how low Spurs fans have become, who actually considered the idea of Spurs bringing in Maguire. Can you imagine the stupidness? Tottenham fans,
what? To play
they were like, you know what? Since we're not ready to spend money, since Maguire ain't getting much game time, it would make sense. I bet you Maguire will bang in bare goals. And I'm like, what? You want to bring in the fridge? The fridge?
Mate,
to do what?
A defense of Eric Dyer and Harry Maguire.
And Maguire, can you imagine? And I'm just thinking, are you Spurs fans or are you here to sabotage the team? Because that's just stupid. So, bro, look, they're all out there. I respect you, Northside. I respect you, Brandon, because you man are doing a good fight for your club. You should be demanding more. I'm not gonna lie, as an outsider looking in, the message that you man told me this January transfer window, you've heard it already, is that you man are not ready for the league. You man ain't ready for the league. Look at that picture. Edu is the most excited out of them all.
Yeah,
he's getting commission. I'm telling you,
he's got himself another Brazilian, the Brazilian who's not even. You know what I mean? He's not even really Brazilian because he plays for Italy because he couldn't get in the Brazilian side because he's not that great. Like,
shameless, man. Absolutely shameless, bro. But it's true, bro. When Arsenal spend big P's, these man don't care. They never talk about money, bro. They don't give a shit. But when it's everybody else, they're pocket watching. Bro, not everybody else wants to go with this 3-year, 4-year project that you don't even know is going to actually bring you any success, bro. People ain't got time. Do you know what I'm saying? Because Chelsea, you know what? Big up Todd Bowley. He can see that Man United on the rise. Yeah. Man United, yeah, even with their downfall, they spent more than Man City. So these man, even when these men have been bums, these men are spending big P's. And now they're actually buying with a purpose. You know what I mean? Buying Anthony, buying Weghorst. Yeah, he's not a great player, but he's doing a job. And he's only there temporarily. Cool. They're going and getting Casemiro. These men, yeah, are being focused now. Do you know what I'm saying? Then you got Newcastle. Do you know what the excuse will be then? Oh, we can't compete. They got oil money. So why don't you take advantage when these guys when these men ain't above us in the league because we're in the number 1 position, yeah? We look more attractive at this moment in time, yeah? Go and get the players that would rather go to Man United if Man United was in our position. Because
you know what's even worse as well, right? Not only are we in the best possible position to win the league, yeah, we have a chance to go 8 points clear if we beat Everton at the weekend. But Manchester City have just got weaker. They've just allowed João Cancelo.
I can't believe that.
We didn't do nothing to, like Deji was saying, to show the world that we are serious about winning this Premier League and serious about consistently competing year in, year out. It's just it's a nothing transfer window. It really is, and I don't know. I think our two clubs are about fucked for the next few years. I think Arsenal will probably win the league this year, but we probably won't win another league title for another 18, 20 years. You know, I don't see it.
That's what I see happening. I think I see you guys winning the league and then winning the FA Cup 3 years later. Honestly, you guys could be Leicester in disguise, and then you guys fall off.
I agree with you now. I actually agree with you. I thought this club were changing the way they're doing things. And because they backed this manager so much when we finished 8th and 5th, I said, nah, surely. If there's a time to really back this, it got to be now. It got to be now. You backed him when he should have been sacked. He should have been sacked finishing 8th. I'm sorry, not good enough at that moment in time. And how don't you do that now? It just makes no sense, bro. But you know what? These clubs are smart, yeah? They're watching what everyone's doing online. They're watching what fans are saying. And the majority are not like me and Brandon. The majority is not like this chat, the Tropa Elite, that are always watching. Yeah, we're not the majority, bro. We're the minority. We're not the majority, bro. It's okay. It's a smart business, yeah? It is smart business. We paid the amount of money that we paid for Jorginho. We could have went and got João Felix for the same price. And he actually breaks into the team. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're looking at us with more respect. Do you get it? But we're not doing that. Do you get what I'm saying? And bro, it's just annoying, bro, because now the excuse will be like, oh yeah, but you know, we didn't have the players and we're still building and all this, bro. I'm done with this, bro. You know what I'm saying? Building Tottenham and Arsenal are always building for the future, yet that glorious future never comes, bro.
It never comes, man. You know, like it's a movie. Because when you look at movies, any movie that you see, the future always looks bleak, innit? The future's they've run out of resources, they've decimated the planet. You know, the future always looks rubbish. And I have to agree with you. Buy for now. And that's what Conte wants to do at Spurs. He's saying, bundle this, I'm going to develop all these young guns. I want players who are proven, who have won the thing now, maybe a year, 2 years max. I want them in now to do something. And I'm telling you, Tottenham did not back him. And that's just the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Deji, don't panic. Don't panic, please. Nobody panic. Nobody panic, Garamba, because we're going for Declan Rice in the summer. Oh, yeah. How long were we monitoring Madrid? We were definitely going to get him. He was twerking for us. 100% he's coming. The only club he comes out and says, the only club he wants to join is Arsenal. He wants to come to the Premier League just to play with Arsenal. Where did he end up? All right. Okay. Yeah. Moses Caicedo. I want to leave. Thank you, Brighton. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for everything. I'm 100% going to Arsenal. Where is he? All right. Still at Brighton. Yeah. Now Declan Rice. 100% he's coming in as. Don't panic, Arsenal fans. He's coming in the summer. Bro, I'm sick and tired of this shit, bro. But the majority of Arsenal fans are so dumb, yeah? They don't put 2 and 2 together. They don't realize, yeah? We're about to be linked, yeah? At the end of February, we're linked with him for 2 months. That already qualifies for another player we're not getting. I'm telling you. We're not getting him. Are we really going to be in a bidding war for Declan Rice? Because other teams may come in for him. Man United might look for him and say, bro, if Man United come in for him, yeah? If Man United come in for him as a rotation for Casemiro, no matter where you see Declan Rice, yeah? Do you really think that we're going to get in a bidding war with Man United? Because I can't remember the last time Arsenal actually went toe-to-toe in a bidding war with another club. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's sad.
And everyone buys in the summer. So we're going to get him?
The only thing that you man can hold on to, and I think Brandon's right, is the fact that you man would have won the league in a freakish year. You can still hold on to that. It's still history. You've won a trophy. You won the Prem in 2023.
You say that, but I won't be holding on to nothing if Tottenham win the Champions League, regardless of whether we win the league. Because if Tottenham win the Champions League, even if we win the league, you can still sit there and pump your chest and say, we got that trophy that's eluded Arsenal all these years. So this could still, even with us winning the league, be an absolutely horrendous season for us.
I hate seeing this guy smiling, bro.
I will love that, but you know, we got the small thing to do. We got to deal with AC Milan first. You know, for me, I'm ready to come on a humble tip on the stream this month.
Humble tip, you been humble this stream.
We're gonna take each game as it comes. We'll start off with AC Milan at home and we'll go away, and then we'll take it from there.
Have you been humble this stream?
Bruv, I've been hella humble this stream.
Nah.
I've been on my. I think this is probably one of the best behaved I've been. I've had hardly any abuse in the chat. That's got to be a good thing. Wait, who's saying that? Who's that? Before the window, we had 2 backup CDMs in the Congo. Now we only have 1 at UG. Like, what the fuck now? I genuinely believe we won't win the league now. Eddie's buzz off. Arsenal. Ivan Toney, come on. You man are still 5 points clear. All is not lost. You man slap up Everton on the weekend and you forget about the January transfer window. Like, legitly.
Brandon, don't we have to play City twice?
Most fans will forget about the January transfer window if we slap at Everton, right? But we've still got to play City twice. We've still got to play Liverpool at Anfield. For as bad as Liverpool are, it's at Anfield. So it's a completely different game. And we've got to play Chelsea quite late on in the season at our ground. But by then, they might have a few of their players that they've just signed and spent millions and millions of pounds on might have bedded in. And it'll be a completely different Chelsea side that we're playing to what we played at the beginning of the season. So don't think that this is going to be a walk in the park, because it really isn't. And it's been made even harder now by the fact that we've just, brushed the January transfer window to one side and gone, well, it doesn't matter. We're bringing Jorginho. 31. Yeah, all right. How many times have we done that with Chelsea as well, yeah? Willian, David Luiz, William Gallas, Petr Cech, every single one of them that we've got from Chelsea have not only been at the back end of their career and in their early 30s, but none of them have worked out. But yet the football club never learns. They still go and go, like with a hat, with a cap out. Oh, please, Chelsea, give me one of your players. Please, Chelsea. I would have rather Arsenal had gone for an injured N'Golo Kante than this guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just incompetence.
That would have made more sense. Kante would have made sense. You would have won.
It would, yeah. Because he's more of that style of player that we need. Every single Arsenal fan at the beginning of the window would have said, and in fact, not just at the beginning of this window either, for the past 2 seasons, 3 seasons even, would have said, we need cover for Thomas Partey. We need cover for Thomas Partey. We've seen it already this season, right? When we played Brighton, we was comfortably 3-0 up. Then Arteta brought Partey off on the 65th minute, and all of a sudden the game turned on its head. We lost the midfield battle. And, okay, we ended up winning the game 4-3, but that game could have gone either way. So that's how pivotal Thomas Partey is to this team, right? And yet the club didn't even think about addressing this until the last minute. We went in for Michaela Mudryk. Like left wing was a priority. It's not a priority.
It's true.
It's ridiculous.
It's true.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Listen, for me, this window's been a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 for me. I can't give it any higher than that. Too many.
I can see Deji's holding back as well. Just say what you want to say, Dej. Come on, you get cooked enough. It's your turn now. Take the stage.
No, you know what it is? On a level, I think I've kind of shown. I mean, Arsenal Manic kind of is saying my heart rate is very calm. It's too calm. And to bring up Sol Campbell, I think Sol Campbell wanted to apologise to the Spurs fans, I think last week or something. I didn't see it. But he can stay in his yard at the Emirates. But look, I think, I said the last couple of weeks that I'm predicting Arsenal wins from now to the end of the season. The Everton game about 2 weeks ago looked like a 5 or 6-0 Arsenal. I think with the transfer window and the acquisition of Sean Dyche to Everton, I can see you, man, dropping points this weekend. And if you drop points against Everton, yeah, you might not you might be right, Brandon, actually. You might be right, which is that maybe this season isn't you guys doing the Leicester City. Maybe you guys flattered to deceive. I think we will know this weekend. If you, man, don't pick up points, if you, man, don't pick up more than 1 point against Everton,
Show me your hands, Deji, because I know you're doing this, bro. I know you're doing this.
I'm just like, well, it could be an interesting couple of months. I have to say. One thing I will say is that I will be here each and every week. I won't miss a beat from now to the end of the season.
Will you be here if we lift the Premier League title as well?
I will be here because I called it from 9 games in that you, man, might have done a Leicester City. So I've got nothing to be ashamed of. However, even me, it's starting to creak with me because I was pumping my chest for Arsenal as of last week. I can see a 1-0 draw with Everton this weekend.
I can't lie, I can see the same thing. Because if they shut up shop the way that Man United did in the first game and hit us in the counter, or Newcastle did, because Newcastle didn't come to play against us either. They just shut up shop. If you can get them playing like that, I can see them frustrating us. You know, that is the one style of football that, you know, you can get a result out of us from Arsenal. So listen, and we don't really have the players on the bench still to affect the game if they shut up shop. You know, so I can see that. But hopefully, you know, it is what it is, man. You keep being smug, Dej. Yeah, you keep that up. It's time, bro. Yeah, already spoke, bro. We're letting you have your stream. This is your stream today. This is Deji's world today. You know what I'm saying?
All good.
I'm back, punks. I'm back.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I got Tuesday the 14th of February in my diary ready to go. Yeah, Tuesday the 14th. Make sure, Dej, make sure you're available.
AC Milan, yeah?
North side, make sure you're available because I'll tell you now, if AC Milan,
remember, it's 2 legs, yeah, Brandon. It's 2 legs, yeah.
Or not, bro. I'm gonna now.
Okay. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Let's see where Deji goes with his bold prediction of winning the Champions League. I think. Listen, it is what it is, man. You pump your chest, innit? We want to see the Spurs shirt that game when AC Milan knocked you out.
And you heard it here first. If Tottenham win the FA Cup, I ain't celebrating. But we would have taken your trophy. I want that to sink in, Brandon, because you were telling me about you won the FA Cup the most, and then you lot brought your Mickey Mouse team to play Man City, validating the comments that I was making on the show last week. So, you know, people think I'm crazy. People think Deji makes outlandish statements, and then your team literally does what I say it was going to do.
Yeah, but it's boring though, bro. You know, when you've won it 14 times, it's just like that.
Well, you weren't saying that last week, though. I'm not going to lie.
Look at it. Well, people, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you like and subscribe to Deji Spurs. The link is in the title of the show, and make sure you subscribe to True Gunners as well. This stream we're gonna call it Deji's World. You know what I mean? But listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. The only cup you're about to win this season that you potentially
no, you can't say that. You really can't say that. We might do the double actually, and you haven't had me say. We might actually do the double. I know I've been refraining from this, but the way it's going with the draw, I lie. All the big guns are going out one at a time. We've got Wrexham or Sheffield United in the next round. I mean,
how many doubles have you seen your club win in your lifetime?
I'm saying that Tottenham. Could you imagine if Tottenham do the double, FA Cup and Champions League? Could you imagine if we do the double?
If Tottenham do the double, Antonio Conte deserves a lifetime contract. Yeah. If Tottenham do the double with that squad, he deserves a lifetime contract, bro.
No,
Daniel Levy as well.
He's a legend. He will be a legend. He will be a legend. But right now, I mean, Carl Patrick Vineyard is saying that the double won't be on. Let me just remind you of where we are. Tottenham is in the 5th round of the FA Cup, meaning once we beat Sheffield United or Wrexham, we're in the quarters. And once we beat AC Milan, guess what? We're in the quarters. Don't be sitting there typing in your underwear that the double is not on. The double is more on than off. I'll let that sink in.
The last comment I'm going to address. Northside, this is where Jorginho's experience is supposed to help the youngsters get through this difficult phase of the season. Okay, Willian was experienced. What did we do with him? Mustafi was experienced when he came in. Where did we go from there? Yeah, Peter Cech, he was experienced. What happened there? I want to know. I want to know what happened with these men, because these men were experienced. This is the thing, yeah. People just think, oh, he's experienced. Ronaldo was experienced. What did he do for Man United when he returned? Bruv, sometimes players are over the hill, and certain players just ain't got it when they reach a certain age. And Jorginho, for me, is one of them. You know what I'm saying? So for me, when you're telling me, like, the biggest thing you can tell me about Jorginho is, oh, the experience. Why are we not talking about ability? Why are we not talking about him breaking into the team? Why are you not telling me that he's amazing? Why don't you tell me the last game you saw? What's the last game you saw Jorginho that you were like, man of the match? Top performance.
Forget Jorginho for a minute as well, right? I don't even know if you've spoke about this or if Dej even knows this, right? Straight after the transfer window slammed shut, there was rumours going about, and I don't know if it's confirmed and official or not, right? But apparently Arsenal were offering Mohamed El Neni a 12-month contract extension.
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that.
We're offering this brother sick pay for 12 months. Yeah? Sick pay. Because we feel sorry for him because he got injured. What? Oh, my. The sentiment in this football club is ridiculous.
I heard that. I heard that he has a good relationship with everyone in the dressing room. That was the funniest thing that I read. I thought, you know what? This team is a bottle job. I mean, but that's what bottlers do. They look for excuses. And, you know, I stopped you, Brandon, in the beginning of the show from any excuse like Jorginho has been brought in to help with the mentality and the personality of the team. That's a load of hogwash. And it just means that you guys are afraid of success. Look, I hope for you, because you guys are lovely guys. I hope, and for the people in the chat, I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that this freakish season continues for you guys and you bring on.
You're chatting.
Don't even lie, Ed.
Absolute bullshit.
I really hope that you man do.
You know what? We don't need your fake. Oh, I hope. Just answer the question here. The super chat. Oregon Guna, yeah. How many goals does Richarlison actually have, Dej?
So he's got. If you want to talk about overall goals this season, he's scored 2. But can I just say that Richarlison has been injured? Okay, so we need to put things into context. He's played hardly any minutes. However, ask me that question come end of the season, because I think Richarlison, if he gets a decent run out, could still score more goals than Nketiah. How about that? Well, how many Premier League goals has Nketiah scored?
6 in the last 7.
No, just overall.
6.
Because you tried to make it sound nice, didn't you?
Yeah, but how much did you buy Richarlison for? All right, cool. Let's just move. Uncomfortable conversation. Let's move.
I'm just letting you know. I still think Richarlison will score more goals than your Nketiah. How about that?
All right, cool.
Premier League goals.
You already know how I feel about Eddie Nketiah anyway. So listen, if you lose that one, then boy, you better start calling him Nketiah. Nketiah's in the room.
Yeah, if I lose that bet, I'll start calling him by his birth name.
No, sir, that's my point. My bad. I thought you was making another point. My bad. No, my bad. Icon. My bad. I jumped the gun there. It is what it is. But listen, people, make sure you like and subscribe. Big up to the boys. Big up, boys, for jumping on. And yeah, I need to have a shower and have something to eat. And yeah, listen, the next rival show, hopefully, yeah, Deji can hold some corn, but it's all right. He had his moment here. Enjoy it.
I enjoyed it. This was a great show. Oh, shit. My
What happened to the lights?
I know, bloody hell, what the blood fire thing, right? That's what to say. Yeah,
The ghost of Daniel Levy's there. Haunting you.
Little ghost trying to haunt me.
Listen, people, we're out. Thank you.